Good day, grade 7 Aquinas. I am Miss Daisy Rodelas. You can call me Ma'am Daisy. I am your science teacher this year. Indeed, it is a very challenging junior high school year for all of you. But keep in mind that we are in this together, and even if it's hard, we will all going to face the problem with all the solutions and options we can have in order for us teachers to impart a knowledge to all of you, to help you and guide you. We teachers are also hoping that you will also do your part to learn this academic year, even if it's through self-learning and even if we can't be together physically. Now, speaking of problem we are facing this time, let me tell you that your first two lessons for this quarter is about solving practical problems you might be seeing daily. And that process of solving problems is called the scientific method. So later, I am going to give you an idea about that, which afterwards, it will be your turn. Kayo naman ang mag-aaral, I am just here to give you instructions and walk you through the modules you have on hand. So, kindly get your Science 7 module and together, let's flip it and see what we have there. See you! Sure na hawak niyo siya. Okay? So, una niyong makikita na pwede niyo nang mabasa is the what I need to know part. So, here, makikita ninyo kung ano yung mga lessons na i-cover. You have 2 lessons for the entire week. And essential competencies that you have to learn, which is about the components of scientific investigation. Now, in lesson 1, you are to be introduced to the scientific method. Okay? And you will have a lot, you will go through a series of activities, not necessarily natapusin nyo in just one day. You have to spread out yung schedule ninyo to do it. And sa lesson 2, the other parts of the scientific method, which are the hypothesis, experimentation, organization of data, and conclusion. What I know part, ito yung pre-test. It will measure kung ano na yung mga alam ninyo sa topic about scientific method. So you just answer this as honest possible. Tingnan natin kung ano-ano na yung mga alam ninyo sa topic. Okay, what I know part yan. Hanggang 15 items. So page 3. So lesson 1, so makikita nyo dyan yung warm-up activity, which is a crossword puzzle. Ang warm-up activity na yan is makikita sa what's in section or part. Vertical is yung patayong word. Ang horizontal yung pahiga na word. While next page, you will also answer these essential questions. So, warm-up activity lang yan. Then sa what's new, introduce you to the scientific process. Okay, so kailangan nyo dyan ng mga materials. Make sure you have that completely. Again, you don't have to do that in just one day. Tansyahin kung kailan pwede siyang magawa. Okay? Siyempre, sasalan nyo yan, and you will also illustrate your setup, so you will draw your setup here. So, natin tayo sa page 7. What is it? Yung what is it na part is the discussion part. Ito yung mas detailed. So, as you can see, itong flowchart, meron siyang flowchart papunta sa baba and pa-side. Okay? When we say side arrows, so either of the 2 sides, yung pwede nyo maging next step. Kapag ka naman broken line pataas, ibig sabihin you will go back to that part. Then, baba ulit. So, here you will see the detailed explanation, yung mga necessary topics na kailangan makover sa page 7 and page 8. Then sa what's more, here naman isasagutan ninyo yung mga natutunan nyo from the page 7 and page 8. Tingnan natin kung ano yung mga natutunan ninyo. So, you will answer that as honestly as possible. You can also use other references like YouTube or find other sources online para mas maintindihan nyo yung topic. Then, sa what I have learned area, isusulat nyo dyan yung mga natutunan nyo, yung mga na-realize ninyo, at yung mga na-enjoy nyo, at yung mga part na na-confuse kayo. What I can do dito naman is you will practice writing a statement of the problem. So, sa previous ninyong lessons, kanina sa page 7 and page 8, what I can do na part is you will put that into practice. Okay? And here, you will draw object that you can find at home. Then, you will describe that object qualitatively and quantitatively. Again, na-explain to, yung quantitative and qualitative, sa page 7 and 8. For the additional activities, you have to read this one, and based from that situation, sasagutan niyo yung questions. Then, there you go sa lesson 2. Continuation po yan ng scientific method. So here, what's in? This is again a review warm-up activity. So na-cover na to sa lesson 1. So just a review. Sa what's new, i-introduce na kayo sa next topic. So here, i-decode nyo yung number 4, 1, 20, and 1. Anong word ang nabubuo na yan? So pagka 4, ano yung fourth letter sa alphabet? 1. What is the first letter in the alphabet, which is A? So on and so forth. So we will decode yun, nilagay nyo dito yung ano na yung word mismo. Then yan using the dictionary. What is it? So in this part, again, ito na yung detailed discussion ng pinaka-lesson. So pwede siyang balik-balikan kapag hindi nyo naintindihan, or you can also go to other resources online or sa YouTube. Dapat maging maalam lang sa pag-scan ng tamang information. Okay, so dito yung pinaka-detailed explanation ng mga lesson. Sa what's more, ito na yung practice of what you've learned sa mga naunang page sa lesson 2. Meron ditong setup, then you will be answering the questions by observing the setup. Here, you will read this situation, and from that, identify yung controlled variable, independent variable, dependent variable. And here naman, you will analyze itong table. And what I have learned part is susulat nyo dito yung mga natutunan ninyo as if you are writing to a friend. Okay, describe nyo how you learned the scientific method. Like, dear BFF, I've learned the scientific method by blah blah blah. Like that. What I can do, here, meron na naman situation, and you are going to provide the details. Yan, statement of the problem, variables, and all from the situation. Sa assessment, ito na yung malalaman ano na yung mga natutunan mo from lesson 1 and lesson 2. Okay, so lalagay nyo lang yung letter dito beside the number. So as much as possible, avoid erasures and answer that as honest as possible pala. Sorry. Okay? medyo marami lang activity. Actually, marami talaga siya. That's why I will be giving until next week, next meeting, para matapos po ito. Dahil ito po ay 1 week module. So, sa last part, answer key. So, dahil po, paulit-ulit ko sinasabi na you have to answer everything as honest as possible is because you are going to check your own answers at the end of lesson 1 and lesson 2. Hi, so I'm here again. So, next naman na i-share ko sa inyo is some resources that I will suggest na i-visit nyo, panoorin nyo para meron kayong idea kung ano yung ating lesson about the scientific method. Okay? Aquinas. So, this will be your sources if ever na you want to visit resources online para sa additional na information. Yung module ay hanggang sana pwede pa hanggang next week. Okay? So, you have like 7 days. Just take it easy dahil nagsisimula pa lang tayo and I understand na iba-iba tayo ng sitwasyon. We're asking for cooperation pa rin. Okay? You can also visit itong YouTube, yung Scientific Method Song by Have Fun Teaching. This is a 3-minute video para malaman nyo at ma-remember ninyo yung mga steps of scientific method. Ginawa siyang kanta. Okay? So, if you will type that in your browser, ilagay nyo lang tinyurl.com/sci-met-song. Okay? Next resources or reference that I want you to visit is the Scientific Method by MooMooMath and Science. Search box yung Scientific Method by MooMooMath and Science. So here, the first step is that identify the problem. So, ano ba yung mga problem na nakikita niyo at home? So, usually at home, yung home-based problem, yung i-advise ko na gawin ninyo, not necessarily na sa buong community na problema, but just look around your home. Ano yung mga typical na problem na nakikita niyo sa bahay that you want to research on or you want to answer and backed up with research. Simple research lang. That's why you have to go to research. Okay, online, make sure na yung mga references niyo is constant and hindi nagbabago yung mga result. Don't go to wikipedia.org kasi nagbabago yung mga statement doon. Step 3 is the hypothesis. This is the educated guess. Bakit yung hypothesis nga pala is educated guess, hindi lang basta guess? Because nag-research ka muna bago ka gumawa ng hypothesis. So, hindi ka lang basta ng hula. Next step is design an experiment. So, for you to prove your hypothesis, whether your hypothesis is right or wrong, kailangan may experiment na i-design. When you design an experiment, you have to identify the variables, the independent variable, or ano ba yung part na change ninyo sa variable. Pangalawa is the dependent variable, which is the result of the independent variable. Control variables are the variables that you kept constant. Step 5 is the result. So, ito na yung after mo na-experiment, ano yung mga nag-gather mong data. Sa result, meron tayong dalawang uri ng result that can be quantitative or the numbers. So, talagang specific. Pag qualitative, ito yung mga katangian like observable data. For example, the color, the texture. Hindi mo siya mapaput into numbers. And you can show that using pie graphs or bar graphs or graphs. Next is the conclusion. Tama ba yung hypothesis mo or not? So, I accept my hypothesis. That's for example. Then you explain why. Here, this is the communicate the result. So, once you have the result, may napatunayan ka na, then share the idea kasi baka ma-applicable siya sa community, applicable siya sa school, applicable siya sa bahay, nagawa mo na lang solution, na-research mo na, then you have to share your idea. Kumbaga, i-defend mo na ngayon, ito na yung na-discover mo. Then, that's the scientific method. Ito lang yung overview ng pinaka-video, but you can actually visit the video. I recommend MooMooMath and Science YouTube channel. Okay, that's all for the suggested references or sources. You may start working on your module. You have until, hopefully, until October 13 bago siya masubmit. Kung paano yung submission, I will post a new announcement. Okay, thank you. Bye.